Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Thank you for joining us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Nobel laureate Wale Soyinka has described the loss of the outgoing governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, in the June 21 governorship election as a mystery which the All Progressives Congress must unravel. He said with the various programs and legacy projects put in place by him, his successor must continue on the path of development. He stated this during the inauguration of the new government house known as Ayoba Villa in Ado Ekiti on Sunday.
Seat of government in Ekiti State. It's not honorable, brave, intelligent, and committed people. Like, for instance, Adekunle Bajuri. My hope, my confidence, is that it will yet again know, after the departure of Kayode, will yet again know honorable, intelligent, committed, and humanistic rulers. Don't despair. Don't give us hope.
Remarks, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwa, said posterity would be a better judge that Fayemi ruled Ekiti State in a dignified way to the extent that he left indelible marks in the state. Tambuwa added that Fayemi combined good governance and politics.
My brother is my friend. He is an honorable man. That speaks volumes.
Part, the APC National Chairman John Odige Oyego reassured that the party will continue to galvanize and mobilize to reclaim the state, adding that victory is certain.
Between APC and PDP, Governor Fayemi is one of the examples that we keep citing. The difference is so clear. The difference is there, but, well, we will just wait. It's not over yet, too, let me tell you. It's not over until it is truly over. And I want to also tell you that your governor, the governor of Ekiti State, has one of the brightest prospects in this nation today.
The Chairman, Senate Committee on Ecology and Environment, Bukola Saraki, has shelved his presidential ambition ahead next year's general elections. Saraki, in a statement, says he decided to step down his ambition because Nigeria's political outlook for 2015 is very complicated, and this is the time for every patriotic politician to situate his personal ambition in the context of the country's overall interest. Saraki's presidential bid has sparked widespread excitement among his supporters in the past few months, with various interest groups urging him to contest. The former governor of Kwara State noted that party primaries in any healthy democracy would always leave several contenders disappointed and sometimes bitter, as there will be only one winner. The statement added that Saraki has had the opportunity to discuss and exchange thoughts and ideas with other presidential aspirants on the platform of the APC. The North Central Zone Coordinator of Jonathan Actualization Movement, Michael Motosho, says the people of the region have no reason not to vote massively for President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. Omotosho says the achievements of Jonathan in the region are so remarkable that the people of the North Central should consider him the president forever. He noted that the country was lucky to have the president leading at this critical period of national development and urged all Nigerians to make President Jonathan their choice again in 2015. He also listed the Abuja Centenary City Project, Abuja multi-billion naira water treatment plant, and renovation of the military barracks, among others, as some of the reasons why the FCT must vote for the president in 2015. Omotosho said for the people of Kogi State, the establishment of Federal University, Felele, Lokoja, the dualization of the 2 and 2 kilometer Lokoja-Abuja Road, Lokoja-Okene-Bini Road, and the Giregu Power Generating Plant, among other projects, are reason enough to vote Mr. President. The Minister of Information, Labaran Maku, on Sunday confirmed that he would quit the Federal Executive Council on October 20. He said the decision to cease to be a minister is to allow him to pursue his ambition of becoming the governor of Nasarawa State in 2015. He spoke during a Thanksgiving service he organized at St. Patrick's Catholic Parish, Akwanga. CoreTV News learned that 6 ministers may quit President Goodluck Jonathan's cabinet in October as preparations for the 2015 general elections peak. Maku was recently reported among ministers who expected to resign their appointments in order to pursue their governorship ambitions on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Confirming the report, Maku said by October 20, all members of the FEC who are interested in pursuing their ambitions would step down. He said he had made up his mind to sacrifice the comfort of the office he currently holds in order to join his people in the wilderness. A member of the House of Representatives, Okweyemi Bamidele, says the Labour Party would survive the defection of Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko. The Labour Party candidate in the June 21 Ekiti governorship election said the successful conduct of the party's national convention on Saturday was a signal to this. The federal lawmaker, in a statement in Ado-Ekiti on Sunday by his media aide Ahmed Salami, said the Labour Party was strong enough to withstand challenges. Mimiko, who recently defected to the PDP, has been attracting condemnation from some Labour Party members for his action. Meanwhile, the crisis rocking the Labour Party following the defection of some key chieftains, among them the Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko, is still generating reactions. The General Secretary of the Lagos chapter of the party, Femi Onafe, has described the party as bigger than any individual, no matter his political achievements. He lashed out on Mimiko and the outgoing chairman of the party, Dan Wayawu, for leveraging on the Labour Party for personal political gains.
Mimiko was in the Labour Party to do the bidding of the PDP. His business in the Labour Party was to stem the growth of the party, was to frustrate the organic growth and prosperity and the flourishing of the party, because he knows what the Labour Party represents. And as far as he's concerned, an organically developed Labour Party will be a problem to the ruling class in this country. And so he was sent as an agent. And unfortunately, our national chairman, outgoing national chairman, was not discerning enough to understand that the Labour Party was not founded for the aggrandizement of anybody, but was founded for the reason of principles, guiding principles which informed the establishment of the party by the thinkers who came together to see the need to give the ordinary people of this country an opportunity to express themselves politically, to give room for the ordinary man who may not have $1 million in the bank to be able to contest office. But again, like I say, every vehicle that proceeds on the journey can suffer a mishap. And the Labour Party in the past 10 years has suffered mishap. And the party is just about to regain its original self, its original identity, and flourish in the pursuit of the objective for which it was created.
When we return after this timeout, whereabouts of former NBA President Okewale kidnapped over the weekend remains unknown. Join us again.
Der Torschütze zum zwischenzeitlichen 1:1. Semenike schickt Musa, da ist Ahmed Musa! Und da ist der Ausgleich!
It's a beautiful Saturday evening in the city of Lagos.
Off the turn, Phelps had it, but then that soon kept going.
Finals. 5 to shoot. Leonard does.
from all of us here, from all our production crew, thanks for watching. Pleasure.
Thanks for staying with us on CoreTV News. For more on our news and other information, you can also reach us on our social media platform at Facebook. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter at CoreTV News NG, and on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, _ and news. Judiciary workers nationwide under the aegis of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, have accused the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mohammed Adoke, for being selective in implementing court judgments. They noted that Adoke was quick to demand the immediate implementation of the recent judgment on the governorship position of Adamawa State on September, but failed to do same for the ruling of the same court which granted financial autonomy to the judiciary since January 13, 2014. Incidentally, both judgments were delivered by Justice Adeniyi Ademola of a Federal High Court in Abuja. President of JUSN, Marwan Adamu, said in a statement in reaction to the letter written by Adoke, directing immediate swearing-in of the former Deputy Governor of Adamawa State, Balangilari, as the substantive governor in line with the judgment. Adamu, who commended Adoke for taking such step at ensuring the enforcement of the court judgment in Adamawa case, stated that the Minister of Justice, as the nation's chief law officer, seemed to have woken up to his constitutional duties. The JUSN leader therefore urged Adoke to immediately replicate the same gesture in ensuring that the judgment on the financial autonomy status of the judiciary was immediately implemented. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Bar Association has pleaded for the release of its immediate past president, Okewale, who was said to have been abducted in Port Harcourt on Saturday. In a statement by the president of the NBA, Augustine Alege, on Sunday, the association also called on the federal government to be committed to its constitutional responsibility of protecting the lives of Nigerians. The statement described Wale as a man of peace who has not only contributed immensely to the enthronement of the rule of law and protection of human rights, but also to the development of our nation. The NBA calls on the federal government to step up efforts to fulfill its primary constitutional role of providing for the welfare and security of all Nigerians. Gunmen suspected to be sea pirates on Saturday attacked a passenger speedboat near Kiberi Bio along the Ogbe-Anembe-Brass waterway in Bayelsa State and took away 4 passengers, 2 women and 2 children. In addition, the hoodlums carted away valuable items worth thousands of naira, including the attacked boat. The incident occurred barely 48 hours after the state chapter of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria suspended its strike over insecurity on the state's waterways. The state government had prevailed on the union's leadership earlier to suspend the strike, describing it as ill-advised because of the numerous ongoing developmental and political activities which required marine transportation. It was learned that the boat was traveling from Ogbia to Okuama in Brass local government area when the gun-wielding hoodlums struck at about 3 p.m. on Saturday. The bandits were said to have also made away with the speedboat after forcing the driver and the passengers on board to disembark into the mangrove forest. When contacted, Public Relations Officer Bayelsa Police Command Alex Aigbe said he was not yet aware of the incident. The Bring Back Our Girls group has begun a week-long action to remind the world that the Chibok girls have not been rescued almost 6 months after their abduction. With so much emotions and banners bearing different inscriptions, the group says it will continue to sit out no matter how long it takes. Paul Samuel has more.
It's almost 6 months since the abduction of over 200 schoolgirls. And since this group of Nigerians began their daily sit-outs, they are not prepared to stop until the girls are rescued. They are not happy with the lack of information on efforts to reunite the girls with their families. One after the other, they reeled out the names of some of the abducted girls.
Hajara Isa is the youngest, I think, in this group. She's aged 15. Wazu Haman, Hawa Ntakai, Hawa Muta, Comfort bonus.
They are not also convinced that government is doing enough to rescue the girls.
I only believe that there are successes when the media is taken to those towns they claim they have taken back from the insurgents. I do not believe in the spin that has been all over the media, because they say one thing and then contradict themselves the very next day. If those towns have been taken, take the media there. Take the media to Madagali, take the media to Baza, take the media to wherever you say you have retaken. Otherwise, I do not believe.
Only recently, the military says it has recorded successes in the fight against insurgency. But this woman says, in spite of the efforts, more needs to be done.
It's not a conventional warfare. It's hard to say what the military is doing. I believe there are people on the ground that are fighting and that they're making efforts. I hear various stories, but not directly from the military, and also not stories that are open to the public. So it's very hard to actually ascertain what is going on. And you can actually understand some of that to an extent that they don't want to reveal all their tactics. But when you sit here with the parents and the relations, and you see in other countries when mishaps happen, there's a briefing, there's an updating, maybe not a broadcast, but at least to the people who are waiting for their loved ones. It's hard to say what's happening, really, So I can't say they're doing enough. I can't say they're not doing enough. But I think the military is doing what they can do, but we just don't know what the details of that is.
Members of the group also held a candlelight vigil for the girls. The leader of the group is concerned over the rescue mission. She also wants President Jonathan to mobilize the citizenry against the nation's common enemy.
Do you think government is doing enough or has done enough within this period to bring these girls back?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a way that something is done and it persuades you. There's a certain level of credibility and diligence in pursuit of an objective that comes true. Unfortunately, it hasn't in this particular case. I think mobilizing the citizens, this unfortunately has been the most divisive time that I have ever seen of Nigeria. How can we be divided in a time of a scourge like terrorism? And a lot of the capacity to mobilize resides in the president. It's the president that must mobilize the entire citizenry.
And as the world marks this year's International Day of the Girl Child, the Bring Back Our Girls group says all hope is not lost for the abducted girls. They only want governments to end their long expectation of seeing the girls rescued alive. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The mess that has become the lot of most Nigerian roads has for some time now registered its presence on the route leading to the popular Riverview Estate, Isheri North in Ifo local government area of Ogun State. The deplorable condition of the road has left the residents and business owners in the community regretting the investment in the area. CoreTV News crew met with some residents of the community who shared their daily experiences through hell in this report.
The rise in population in Nigeria has resulted in pressure for the provision of basic social amenities. Naturally, it is expected of the government to provide such needs like housing, roads, among others, for the people. In this part of the world, housing is majorly a private affair, and in the case of the residents of Isheri North, Ifo local government area of Ogun State, housing has been solely a private affair. But government seem to be lagging in other infrastructural duties. This looks beautiful, the Riverview Estate. But the roads passing through this multi-million naira estate and others in the vicinity is better imagined than experienced. Although the roads from the estate leading all the way to the Ishari market was started during the Gbenga Daniel administration, the whole area, according to residents, has not experienced government presence since change in governance, as several efforts, according to them, to reach relevant authorities have proven abortive. They claim that the community service put in place to address the issue, although expensive, has brought little results.
Oh, well, I'm one of the pioneer residents of this place. So this estate started 2006. So it's here. You can see the cars. It's as if you've gone to swim in the mud. Well, it's not just the road. Everything you've seen here is the effort of the residents. Electricity, the road, even this year, we filled everything here. And brought in bulldozer, brought in grader, brought in compressor, but this is the issue. So we've written to government, as we know that Gbenga Daniel's regime started this place. So, and when we observed the quality of work they were doing, then in 2007 we wrote him and they said, look, this place is going to be a mess because of the quality of job, and since that time they just abandoned us. And when the new government came, we've written them, they've not acknowledged our...
But why will anybody acquire land in such a challenging environment as the Ishari North? Abayomi Akinde, who is the chairman, Landlord Association, was quick to defend the residents.
There is nobody who, will put his investment, his money, in a risky place. If we knew that there is a problem here, nobody would have invested here. This estate was sold to us, the land here was sold to us by the government of Ogun State. All of us got our certificate of occupancy. So if anybody is to be blamed, if there is any problem, I think the problem lies squarely on the shoulder of the government of Ogun State. Because we didn't go out of our way to, to buy land from these speculators or moneyless. We bought from the government. Government sold this land to us. We paid development levies to the government of Ogun State. They sold the land to us, gave us approved building plan without even advising the residents that, look, this is the specification, you must raise your building to this particular height because there is a problem in this topography. They didn't do that. Any plan you submit to the Ministry of Physical Planning, provided you pay them, they are going to approve. Yes, development levy varies from house to house or from plot to plot, depending on the size of your plot. But the minimum development levy here is 1.2 million.
There is an allegation that the government has distanced itself because it claims the area is water-plagued, whereas the government has also proposed an estate just opposite the Riverview estate. CoreTV News went on a trip to Abeokuta to get government's response after several calls and messages sent got no response from all quarters. CoreTV News, however, gathered that both the Commissioner and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, were not on seat. The roads have not only been abandoned, the ones leading to the Ishari market have become workshops and parking lots for heavy-duty vehicles and faulty cars. Could this be a crisis of difference in the blueprints of different administrations? If the Amoso administration is not identifying with the former projects, despite its promise to rebuild, does this also mean these residents have not been responsible to the government in their taxes?
Yes, like all this receipt that I have in my hand is the receipt that we used to pay trade permit and the local government trade fees every year. And also the tax, Ogun State tax revenues.
Another election year is fast approaching. New campaigns, new promises. But the people of Ishari North are asking, where are the dividends of the past years? Ebulomo Adekunle, CoreTV News, Ogun.
Now that wraps up this hour on CoreTV News. Join us again at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock actually, for more updates on the news. Coming up next is Core Digest. Stick around.